All right, so we are live. We're live. We're live. We're live. Thank you guys so much for joining. For you guys that are just joining for the first time, my name is Edwin. I'm the founder and formulator at Curl Daddy, and we're going to talk about dry hair. And if you guys have dry hair, these are just some tips that I want to share with you guys about dry, curly hair. I've been dealing with my hair for a very long time, and obviously, one of the things that I struggled with was my dry hair. So if your hair feels dry all the time, we're going to go into that. Before I get into that, I want to first of all thank you guys for liking, supporting in any way, shape, or form. For you guys that have checked our website at curldaddy.com, thank you guys so much for the love. For you guys that have subscribed, for you guys that have commented, for you guys that have left, supported. I am just very appreciative of all of you guys that have been part of the journey here on my YouTube channel and this YouTube channel for Curl Daddy. So I'm going to wait a little bit to let you guys really jump in. It takes a little bit before you guys jump in, but it is a little insane outside. It's very hot outside. I just did a live outside. I was like, okay, it's getting a little too hot. So to the point that it's been feeling a little bit uncomfortable. So we had to bring everything inside. But I appreciate you guys again very much for the love and for you guys that have in any way, shape, or form supported the brand. So let's get into it. Before we get into it, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys support the content. Make sure you guys check us out at curldaddy.com. Again, we are a plant-based hair care brand that uses very intentional ingredients to promote hair growth and scalp health with no artificial synthetic fragrances. So let's just jump into it. Obviously, guys, you guys are more than welcome to really go into, and I like when you guys interact. If you guys have any questions in regards to your hair and your scalp, make sure you guys drop the questions. I will get to it. And we're going to make this a very simple, to the point live, and really talk about dry hair, right? What you guys should stop doing if you guys have dry hair, because I dealt with it for a very long time. So if your hair feels dry all the time, it's not always about. Um, I think that once we have dry hair, we think we need to put more products, and it's like the products have to be heavier, and we need to put more product and more product and more products, and it's not always the case. Sometimes it's because of the things you're doing every day without realizing it. Like sometimes we do things for our hair and we're like, okay, so we have to have a bit of information on our hair texture to be able to kind of figure things out. And I guess we do figure it out with trial and error, but obviously there are some things that I've learned in the journey that I can talk to you guys about. So I wanted to just, I have a list here of things that I kind of want to talk to you guys about. So there's a few things you guys should avoid if you guys want healthier, softer hair. The key word here is soft, right? First, let's get into it. The first one, it's important to avoid shampooing and cleansing your hair with shampoos that are too harsh. If your shampoo leaves your hair feeling very squeaky clean and makes that noise, it's super clean, it's super stripped from its oils, you might be removing a little too much moisture from your hair and from your scalp. All right. So you need to balance that. You really need to balance that and figure out how to make that happen. And obviously, one of the things that I really wanted to create for Curl Daddy, Cheerful Fox, whoever you are, if you don't have anything positive to say, you guys, you can't just keep on the negativity. Just keep pushing forward, Cheerful Fox. Listen, guys, let me tell you something when someone comes onto your live or your content and they have some negative thing to say, that has nothing to do with you. That has something to do with that person is what's going on in their world, and they're projecting from here. That has nothing to do with me. So it's kind of funny to see these things happening, because it's like you really, so you just have to really let them know, right? And you have to understand that this has nothing to do with you. This has everything to do with them and what they're going, and they're just expressing and projecting whatever is going on in their life. I learned that a long time ago. So dry hair, guys, it's very important to do not use shampoos that are too harsh for your hair, right? So if your hair is feeling squeaky clean, right? Velmers, how are you? Let me know where you guys are from, by the way. Let me know where you guys are from. So if your shampoo leaves your hair feeling very squeaky clean, that's no good. All right, make sure that you guys are using a moisturizing shampoo. And one of the things that I really wanted to create for Curl Daddy was the Clean Me Up shampoo that is not only D1 Berg, how are you? What's going on? Let me know where you guys are from. If you guys have any questions on your scalp, your hair, your curls, your coils, your waves, make sure you guys definitely drop the questions on the live, all right? I'm already sweaty. Look, as I was outside doing the live and it was like intensely, it's like 9 degrees outside. I was like, we need to get out of the sun right now. But thank you guys so much for joining, and thank you guys for the likes. Make sure you guys tap on the screen and share the love. I would appreciate it. Again, this is why I created the Clean Me Up shampoo. It is a moisturizing experience. It cleanses, it clarifies, it rejuvenates, it restores moisture, it clarifies. I said that right. It's going to strengthen your hair without all that protein, because that's a different conversation. But the second thing that I want you guys to understand is that you have to avoid washing your hair too often. And I think that this is something that we deal with wavy, curly, coily hair. The first thing that I'm going to say, you guys have to understand that your scalp and your hair will talk to you. Like if your scalp is talking to you, you have to cleanse it. I would suggest once a week. You guys can wash your hair once a week depending on your lifestyle. If you guys have to really do a second wash, do it with like like you can use our Lay Me Down conditioner. You guys can use it as a cold wash, like just cold wash your hair, right? If you guys really need it, right? So especially for you guys that have curly hair, wavy hair, texture hair, you guys need those natural oils, right? You guys need those natural oils to help, number one, protect, and number two, to moisturize your strands. So when you guys are washing your hair too much, it can leave your hair dry, brittle, and harder to manage, because you guys are already stripping too much out of the hair, right? When our scalp produces like oils, natural oils, it takes a while. That's why our ends tend to be very, very dry, because it takes a while for the oils to travel all the way to the hair. So that's why it's important for us to use the right products, right? What's your favorite shampoo brand that is not yours? Ooh, that's a question. Let me just say this, D1. The reason why, one of the reasons why I started formulating, one of the reasons why I started Curl Daddy was because I use so many shampoos and cleansers from all like high-end, mid-range, new brands, very inexpensive lines, and they would not work for me. And that's what inspired me to really formulate something that was reimagined. So besides the Curl Daddy Clean Me Up shampoo, honestly, there's nothing else that I have tried that I can be like, okay, I'm gonna like this. I would have this, because it doesn't work. Why it doesn't work? Because a lot of the shampoos that I tried in the past, they have been either they cleanse my hair too much. They are either make my scalp unhappy because of the artificial fragrances or the synthetic fragrances that are being used to give it that fragrance. I have used unfragrance shampoos before, but the ingredients weren't like making my hair slip and detangle. It wasn't detangling my hair at the same time when I was cleansing. So I must say, besides mine, there's no shampoos right now that I can be like, I have to give it to them. I haven't, and I'm gonna keep trying because I do like supporting other brands and I do like trying new things. And especially when it's like something innovative, I do like to see just to see like what is it doing in my hair, right? And then I can learn from it. But besides the Clean Me Up shampoo, there's nothing that I can say to you honestly that it's like, oh my god, I love this shampoo. Um, hey bro, I came back to apologize. Don't hold any grudges against me. No, 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 cheerful. Listen, no grudges. I'm like one of the most positive people like you would me. I just don't tolerate people coming into my platform and my live and being super negative. Like, we don't know each other. You don't know me. I don't know you. I can't see your face. You're coming into my live and you're kind of like putting things and typing things on my live. I just feel like it's a bit rude, but it's cool. No hard feelings, dude. Like, apology accepted. We're cool. I just don't, I'm building a brand that it's about loving your hair, but most importantly, loving yourself. And I've learned in my journey, like we don't give space when we feel negativity. We just cut it and push it to the side and keep pushing forward. We don't have time for that. Life is too short for any of that. You know what I mean? But no, no, apology accepted and no grudges at all. Um, so okay, so I want to continue this situation. Any questions? Do you guys have any questions at all? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Questions? I do love when you guys interact. All right. So first one, right? Make sure that you guys are using the right shampoo for your hair. Moisturizing shampoo. Obviously, if you guys are interested in any of the products from Curl Daddy, you guys can definitely check us out at curldaddy.com. It is a reimagined experience. Second, avoid washing your hair too often. If you guys are washing more than once a week, make sure that you co-wash. Co-wash with your conditioner. Co-wash with a if you guys have like a actual co-wash. If you guys really need it. What is your favorite movie? Do you want broad? I don't watch a lot of TV to be honest with you. But there is the movie on Netflix called. Oh my God, what is that movie? You're gonna completely. I completely forgot the name. I just saw it. Apex. Did you guys see Apex? I was like that movie is intense and it has a great message at the end. But yeah, so far that's one of my favorite movies recently that I saw. But I don't watch a lot of television. Um, guys, if you guys have any questions, drop the questions on the live. I am just talking about what you guys should stop doing if you guys have dry hair. All right. We're gonna go into the third one. The third point I want to let you guys know: avoid very hot water. For you guys that love hot water can dry out both your scalp and your hair, right? The hair cuticle. So, if you guys can use some warm water, lukewarm water instead. Um, your scalp will thank you. If you guys can do a little colder on the colder end, that's But warm water is fine. But if you guys can use it on like more the colder end, then even better, right? Fourth, the fourth one is something that I'm very passionate about. Avoid products loaded with artificial fragrance and harsh alcohols, right? And some of your products may smell amazing, but can leave the hair feeling dry over time. Because what you apply matters, and one of the things that I think that we don't really look into these things, or we don't really care about what we apply until we are in a situation where we then have to care, right? There was I dealt with scalp issues. My scalp was going on through this whole situation where it went through I dealt with dandruff, I dealt with irritation, inflammation of the scalp, I dealt with flaky scalp to the point that I couldn't even wear black because I was embarrassed because it was like scalp, and then it started going into my hairline, and from there it went to my like I started getting these like spots here, started getting into my upper lip, and that is literally your scalp talking to you. It's saying, what's going on? You have to pay attention, and we don't pay attention, and we don't care until we have to care because it's affecting us, right? So I think that the fourth point is a point that I've been trying to really communicate in the best possible way that I can, to avoid products loaded with artificial fragrances. Um, Not everything that smells good is good for you. So it's important that you understand that what you apply matter. And if you guys have sensitive scalp, sensitive skin, or if you guys have a very dry hair, curly hair, wavy hair, textured hair, avoiding these fragrances, this artificial fragrances, synthetic fragrances, will help your hair and your scalp. Any questions before I go to the fifth point? Preguntas, comentarios, right? Which it connect. I think the fourth point and the fifth point are connected, guys, because another thing, we have to stop ignoring our scalp. Sometimes we tend to like look at our scalp and it's going through a process, and we completely ignore it. We're like, oh, it's just dry scalp. Let me just get no. What is it? Why is it? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on with me? Am I stressing too much? Like, what's going on with me? Am I using products I'm not supposed to be using? What ingredients are in the stuff that I'm using? Right? Very important to understand that you are what you apply. You are what you apply. So very important to understand. Stop ignoring your scalp. Right? Healthy hairstyle starts at the scalp. And if your scalp is dry, if your scalp is itchy, if your scalp is flaky, irritated, right? Your hair usually reflects that too. So it's very important to really pay attention to your scalp. Do you want how much pumps of conditioner should I use if I have tight curls? It depends on the conditioner. I don't know what conditioner you're using. With the Lay Me Down conditioner by Curl Daddy, it comes in an airless pump. So I usually would pump it like 3 times, but then my hair is completely drenched wet, right? Like it's completely drenched wet because the water is going to help. You guys have to understand that water is energy. Water transfers the product into the hair. It's not only does the product, the first ingredient on all the products is agua, distilled water. It's water because water, it's life, right? Water is it's energy. So you guys have to understand that when you do apply any product, make sure that your hair is completely drenched because it's going to help the product really navigate your hair in so much, and it's going to be a smooth ride. So what I do, I usually use 3 pumps. I don't know, and then I usually kind of massage it into my hair and my scalp, just because all the products that I formulate promote hair growth and scalp health. So very intentional ingredients. So I would, I don't know what you're using, D1, but I feel like maybe 2 to 3 pumps, depending on your tight curls. Make sure that your tight curls are super drenched wet. I hope that I answered your question. Another thing, it's important to avoid too much heat without protection. If you guys are using any type of heat in any way, shape, or form, make sure that you guys use some thermal protection, right? Flat irons, blow dryers, hot tools can slowly weaken the hair and pull moisture out of it, guys. We're not supposed to be putting all this heat on our hair. If we really think about it, we're not supposed to be putting all this heat on our hair. It's not what we're supposed to be doing. And we understand because we are living in a society and we have to look, the hair has to present a certain way, and it's just this whole thing that was created because the hair has to look this way, right? We get it. But you can control that. Do not be putting a lot of heat on your hair. And if you are putting some heat on your hair, make sure you chill with it. Don't do it too often. And also make sure that you're using some product with thermal protection. Again, flat iron, blow dryers, hot tools can slowly weaken the hair and pull out moisture out of it, which is what our hair needs. Our hair needs moisture and hydration. Hydration comes from water, moisture comes from products. And lastly, guys, avoid being rough with your hair, right? The tight pulling, aggressive brushing, right? When you guys, the rough towels, like make sure you guys are chill with your hair, right? You're creating, sometimes we create stress on our hair, especially when your hair is dry. All these different styles, we go protective hairstyles that are not actually protective. There's just a style, but that they're constantly pulling on your hair. That's why then we get to a certain age and we don't have hair because we're constantly manipulating and tying and doing these different things. You know what I mean? So make sure you guys don't be too rough on your hair. Just don't be too rough on your hair. So, any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Preguntas, comentarios, questions. So your hair just doesn't need moisture. It needs gentleness, right? It needs consistency. You guys have to stay consistent. And you need ingredients that actually support the health of your hair, but most importantly, the health of your scalp, right? It's importantly, guys, our brand message with Curl Daddy is love your hair, but most importantly, love yourself. So it goes hand to hand, right? And that is what I wanted to share with you guys today. Some tips for you guys. I hope that this was able to inspire you. I hope that this was able to really make you guys think about certain things that you guys are already doing. Again, for you guys that are just joining, my name is Edwin. I'm the founder and formulator at Curl Daddy. And we specialize in plant-based products free of harsh chemicals and artificial fragrances. So if you guys are interested in any of our products, please make sure you guys check us out at curldaddy.com. Curldaddy.com. Should I take a shower every day? It depends. I know that we're not supposed to be showering too often. It depends on your lifestyle. Do you want your lifestyle? Are you going to the gym? Are you active all the time? It all depends on different things, right? If you are home and you, you know what I mean, and you feel like you shouldn't shower, I feel like you shouldn't shower. One thing that I did read on, like our hair, we're not supposed to be washing our hair too often. The same thing goes with skin, the same thing goes with our face. I play a lot of sports. So maybe because you do play a lot of sports, maybe you should, but maybe what you need to figure out is you need a, you know, a body wash that has no artificial fragrances, that have moisturizing ingredients for your skin, and that's going to help you because obviously you play a lot of sports, so you have to constantly, take a shower. So you just need a good, amazing body wash. I hope this makes sense. That's going to support your skin because if you are an athlete. But guys, thank you guys so much for joining today. I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Make sure you guys check us out at curldaddy.com. I hope that this was helpful. Be safe, take care, and remember to love your hair, but most importantly, love yourself. For you guys that engaged in any way, shape, or form here, D1, thank you so much for engaging. I appreciate you guys. Be safe, take care. Remember, guys, love your hair, but most importantly, love yourself, and be careful what you're applying to yourself, right? What you're applying to your hair, what you're applying to your scalp, what you're applying to your skin, what you're applying to your body. You are what you apply. And ingredients matter, guys. Ingredients matter. You guys have to understand we are energetic beings. Ingredients matter. All right. No, thank you so much for no problem, no problem. I'm so glad that you were able to like really receive some of the tips. D1, be safe, take care, and guys, remember, love your hair, but most importantly, love yourself. I'll talk to you guys soon. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.